You're tuned into the VSX Digital Sports Network. You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Tech. Giving you that grease.
That's right, Las Vegas. All my sports bettors around the world are rocking with the boss of the Big Four, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express, Week 7 in the NFL. Be sure to bet with UWager. Use code SCORE50 at VegasScoreboardExpress.com. And to talk about it this week, we're bringing him back to avenge that huge loss we took with the Green Bay Packers. My main man, beam him up, Scotty Webb from East Coast Sports Investor. Scotty, how you doing?
Man, JB, thanks for having me back, and I am real excited for this weekend. You know, we got, the Big Ten starts this weekend, and all kinds of craziness happening.
That's right, the Big Ten, the World Series, and the NFL. And again, you can watch all of those for free. Click the live TV link on VegasScoreboardExpress.com for Fubo TV. I'm going to give you 7 days free to try it out. You can watch the games and be sure, again, to bet at uwager.lv. Use code SCORE50. The NFL, it's a wild one. Last night in the Thursday night game, again, rotation number, I think that was 303. The New York Giants losing on the road to the Philadelphia Eagles, rotation number 304, 21-22. You've got to be kidding me, man. These guys are absolutely terrible. I've never seen anything like it. You're talking about a team right now that is just really going nowhere fast. They drafted bad the last couple of years. You picked a running back that was a lot of question marks about his durability, proving to be true. You picked a quarterback that clearly was not ready for this level, proven to be true with the high draft picks, by the way. I think Barkley was number 3, and then Daniel Jones was number 6. So when you talk about these types of players that aren't available, that aren't giving you that production, the Giants last night still can't get in the end zone. Only 3 touchdowns over a 48-minute game. Terrible defensive play. No opportunities for 2-point conversions. Late down game management, absolutely not there. Again, you're talking about a Giants team that had a chance to win this and lose by a point because Philadelphia, a little bit more seasoned. Some players might have forgotten they did go to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Same coach knew how to take advantage of that. So with that being said, before we get into Sunday's action, do you think the New York Giants have a chance to at least turn this season around, or are they completely done?
Well, the Giants have 2 things going in their favor. One, they're not the worst team in New York. That belongs to the Jets. And number 2, they play in the NFC East. So playing in the NFC East means somebody's got to win. There's not one team in there that's any good at all. So all I got to do is hang around. And I think that what you saw last night was a team that got wide receivers back. They played a little bit better. They moved the ball a little bit better. But, you know, you're asking Jason Garrett to be their offensive coordinator and Joe Judge to be their head coach. And I don't think that that's going to match up real well to too many teams in the NFL. So I don't think that they really stand a chance in that division this season. But if they can build an O-line or do something or get a defense or have at least one side of the ball that's any good, they might be able to compete.
So you think that Joe Judge could be on the hot seat? We've already seen coaches fired in Atlanta and Houston. Last year, Giants were terrible. This year, they're looking even worse. Do you think that he's possibly on the hot seat right now?
Well, Joe Judge, this is his first season there, so I think that he's going to be in a position where he's going to get, sort of a bye going in. He was a special teams coach before he got there, so it's kind of a weird hire to begin with, but you put a special teams coach as your head coach. But I think at the same time, he's just trying to change culture and trying to get a different kind of flow going in that program. But I don't like Jason Garrett as the offensive coordinator there. I think he's too predictable, and I don't think he opens things up for what NFL is about this year. I mean, the average score in an NFL game is 50.6 points per game. So, if you can't score 25 points a game, you're not going to win. And I don't think the Giants are in any position where they're going to get 25 points in hardly any game against any defense that they play.
Well, like I'm telling you right now, last night, 2 turds in the bucket. See which one went down first. Unfortunately, it was the New York Giants. Again, you guys need to get it together up in New York. Now, Jumping into this week's Sunday action, coming out here to Las Vegas, rotation number 473, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, surprisingly 4-2 right now to play the Las Vegas Raiders, rotation number 474, but they've got some guns and some firepower behind them. Last week taking down that huge money line dog victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. That was one that was sure to get you paid, and everyone was like, wow, cannot believe they did that. But I said it was a dog that was barking if Gruden opened up the playbook, and they did. So in this week's matchup, I'm thinking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the number one defense, LaVonte, David, all the linebacker core. They've got a strong secondary, getting at least 3 interceptions. Do you think that Carr is going to regress this week, or is he going to progress on the success that he had in topping Patrick Mahomes? Go ahead.
Well, I think it's very hard to predict what Carr's going to do, especially with the Raiders in the situation they're under coming into this game. They're going to be certainly without their left tackle, Brown, with the COVID issues, and they've got a starting safety out with the COVID issues. And because Brown is, I guess, one of the O linemen, and they all hang out together, the other 4 offensive linemen for the Raiders in this game have been quarantined, and they have to be retested on Sunday. And if they're good to go on Sunday, then they're going to allow them to play. So that means that 4 of the 5 offensive linemen at best are going to not practice all week and then play on Sunday. And at worst, all 5 of them won't play. And then you have a backup second line going against the number one defense in football with one of the best defensive lines in the game. So I think there's a big question mark right there. But the way I'm going to handicap the game is that the Raiders are going to have 4 of their offensive linemen playing. And then I think they're going to try to scheme around Brown not being in the game. So I do think that makes it real hard to predict what Carr is going to do this week.
I'm just telling you right now, if this is the situation that these guys have here in Vegas with a weak offensive line, the Vegas line makers are giving them +4. If Tom Brady has been blowing up tickets over the last 6 weeks in this NFL season, I don't see any reason why not to go with him, okay? Tampa Bay right now 4-2. Gronkowski's found some youth in his legs. Tom Brady is using that offensive line that was built for Jameis Winston. Unfortunately, he was a pig monster. Last week, we saw a ton of pig monsters in the NFL. Again, we don't want to get into it, but Green Bay losing 38-10 to Tom Brady. So I'm talking about a team right now that beat an undefeated team coming in from the NFC. They're coming out to the Raiders, who have an opportunity to lead in the AFC West with a surprising 3-2 record, but 3-3 against the spread. Full touchdown, though. You think Tom Brady can get that extra touchdown to get this win? Because a field goal isn't going to do it. I don't want to rely on a 2-point conversion. What say ye, my friend?
Well, I say that the line is kind of weird. It's bouncing back and forth based on the offensive lineman strategy. But what I've got is a 30-24 win for Tampa Bay. That puts it over the total, and it gives the Buccaneers a win and cover. I just look at the Raiders defense, and they, in 5 games they've allowed 30 or more points in 4 of them, and they're going to play a team in Tampa Bay that's still trying to figure out a little bit about who they are. But they're not a bad offense by any stretch. So I think that when you start to break down what has happened for Las Vegas, I think that they've played decent opponents, but they haven't played a top 10 defense yet, other than New Orleans, and they got sacked 3 times in that game. And then I think that you're going to see that. Like Tampa Bay last week, they played Green Bay, which is a 30th ranked defense, which is where Las Vegas is now, and they put up almost 40 points. So,
well, I'm telling you right now, man, it's a super low price. You better jump all over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So sorry, Vegas, I can't do it this weekend, even though it's my birthday weekend. 473 is the rotation number. Take them in the points. Take a money line. It's pretty cheap. That over is in play. Total 52. Any shout-outs before I let you get out of here, Webby?
Yeah, hey, I just want to make sure that you go to eastcoastsportsinvestors.com. Check us out over there. We run programs. It's only $29.99 a month. And we're going to teach you how to bet too. So I think it's a great program, something a little different than what everybody else is doing. And shout out to my man Dawson over there.
Vegas Scoreboard Express. It's the crowd's birthday today. Boss of the Big Board. October 25th, Sunday. You can definitely go to VegasScoreboardExpress.com, pick up some of the great offers that we have, and show some love. And again, we want to thank my man, Scotty Webb from East Coast Sports Investors. Beam him up, Scotty, for stopping by. Again, thank you so much for your contributions on this Week 7. So you know what time it is. It's time to grab that bankroll, hit the window, and beat the line. Be sure to stop off to East Coast Sports Investors and check them out. Want to give a shout-out to my main man, Pop DiBiase, and all the folks over at Denver Sports Betting. It's time to do it. Grab that bankroll and do what you do. Get that money.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Kicker.
Yo. You're in the mix. All's finest, man.
Vegas Scoreboard. Giving you that grease.
I'm stuck in a jam and need cash right away. Don't worry. Go Moneyline with MoneyGram. With MoneyGram, money transfers are easy, reliable, and fast. No fee if you send cash online. So don't let your fam be broke this season. Go Moneyline with MoneyGram.